Hello, I'm Eric Disong from Cameroon.
Hi, I'm Victor from Senegal, and I'm the WARAB chair.
Hi, my name is Phil McCann from Liberia. I'm on the MAE committee.
From the US. Now, I will say that the leadership development plan has helped me to find focus. When I came back from the fellowship, I had a lot of lofty ideas of what I wanted to do and what I wanted to achieve. And the first leadership development plan I failed. Some of my colleagues from other African countries critiqued it. They said it was fine, I had lofty ideas, but I had not centered, I had not found what I wanted to do exactly and how I wanted to do it.
Because the leadership development aspect helps fellows to put a dream on paper and to implement their dreams.
So for my focus and my targets to ensure that women with disabilities vie for elective positions, women with disabilities add their voice to peace building process, and women and girls with disabilities drive a campaign that will bring about an end to hate speech, an end to gender-based violence, an end to any form of violence in Plateau and in Nigeria as a whole.
Event like networking with the Africa Disability Alliance, which helped me to be a part of the disability rights monitors in Africa, and through that I've also been able to train about 15 disability rights monitors in Nigeria, which is also a form of empowerment for people with disabilities.
Oh, I think it's very, very important to look at the impacts that fellows have been able to, effect in their various community through this Mandela Washington Fellowship Program. And looking at the criteria used, I think it's key that those 4 criteria are put into place to help fellows to maximize their post-fellowship experience to continue to do the great works they are doing back in Africa.
And I think that is very innovative because they use technology to interfere in the community. So for me, it was a good experience and a good practice that we can most use in another country, in Africa especially.
Like it shows that it's very important for you to participate in all of the aspect of YALI as a fellow, because if you do that, at the end of the day, you kind of see the change that it creates. If you participate in the practical, you participate in the you have a mentor, make sure you have a mentor, and then make sure you do your leadership development plan. Those 3 things, if you combine them, it kind of shows that change that effective change. You can actually see it after going through all the programs.
We learn from them. We learn from what they have been doing in their different countries and communities.
Hi everyone, it has been an exciting 1 week. We've been working on the monitoring and evaluation of YALI African-based activities implemented by IREX. By so I mean the practical, the mentorship program, the speaker travel grant, and the leadership development plan. So we listened to over 21 story cycles of fellows to get insights about these particular activities.
And this evaluation exercise has demonstrated one key thing, notably that in fact fellows did not learn new skills because they are already having the skills to do their work, but they need the structure, the focus to tell themselves, okay, where am I going to be in the next 5 years? What am I going to focus on? And all the tools that the fellowship makes available, they use it effectively whenever possible to make sure that they had clarity on their goals, clarity on the activities they were going to implement, and you can see that it increased the number of initiatives. I mean, the number of new initiatives that were initiated by fellows has increased, and we think it's directly due to the fact that they had a better focus, clearer focus, and a clearer path to implement those activities after using the tools that the fellowship made available.
Mamli Mamulai, no YALI Dakari of life. Ubakar Aidara, no YALI Sanchabai.